What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I want to discuss two main topics. Firstly will be the new Trading 212 fees that will be introduced from next Monday onwards, and second of all I want to discuss the new Trading 212 Portfolio Pie sharing feature. But just before we get into that, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel, as we're just 35 subscribers away from our next goal of 600. And with all that being said, let's dive right on to today's video. So firstly, in relation to fees, now all along Trading 212 has been 100% free of charge in terms of deposits, withdrawals, transactional fees, etc. So that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people have decided to use Trading 212 as their main broker. Here is the mail we received from Trading 212, and I'll just read out the first paragraph briefly. So since the start of investment services, we've been covering all deposit fees charged by the payment providers. Typically, these fees are included in the price of products and services that you buy, but our share dealing services is completely free, and the transferred amount have grown to billions of euros per year. That's why, starting from the 4th of January, next Monday, we are introducing a lifetime limit on free deposits via all payment methods or other bank transfers. So in summary, what that means for the majority of us is that if you use a credit or debit card, Google Pay, Apple Pay, etc., which majority of us probably would use, I know myself, I use debit card to pay, but we'll be getting free until you deposit €2,000 in total. So after deposit €2,000, that fee will then be 0.7% thereafter. So for example, if you deposit €1,000 after that additional 2,000, you'll be charged €7. Now obviously 0.7% isn't a whole lot at all, but it is kind of going back on what they said at the beginning, that their whole trading was free of charge. So now you'd wonder, maybe in the coming months or even year, are they going to start to charge for, like, say, the trading like they do on DEGIRO? I have the DEGIRO as another broker I use, another discount broker, and they charge about 50 cent commission per trade. So you'd wonder down the line, are Trading 212 going to follow suit? So I just guess time will tell in regards to Trading 212 fees, and if they're going to increase or even if they're going to expand their fees across different services, for example, their trading, withdrawals, deposits, etc. So we'll see where that goes in the coming weeks. But I didn't even see that mail myself. The only reason I was aware of this fee charge starting on the 4th of January, next Monday, is due to looking at other YouTube videos. So I didn't even know myself until about an hour ago. So definitely it was worthwhile kind of letting everyone know, because I don't think the majority of people actually know about this fee. And the second feature I want to talk about in today's video is the new Trading 212 Pie feature. So one of the main reasons why a lot of users, besides having no fees, use Trading 212 is because of their Pie feature and their auto invest. And Trading 212 have upped the bar even further to create a Pie library. But before we get into the new updated Pie library feature, for those of you that aren't aware, I'll discuss the normal pies briefly for a few seconds. So the Pie feature on Trading 212, you can see that's what I use for all 12 of my sector pies. A lot of people, as I just said, use it to kind of diversify across different sectors and to clump different investments into different styled pies. Some people use, let's say, a dividend style pie and then have a growth pie. But what I do, I break up all 12 sectors into different pies. It's also worth noting that you can have as many pies as you want, and you can also have as many stocks, anywhere from 1 to, let's say, 500 stocks per pie, anything you want. So you can really chop and change and personalize your own pies. And if you wanted to create your own, you simply just click create pie. Then you can add instruments, and just for the purpose of this video, let's just put Apple, Galaxy Next Generation and Neo, just the top 3 there in. We go next. We can then change the weighting for each of these stocks, and you can put in the name, and for the purpose of this video we'll just call it YouTube. So then you can change the weightings, as I said. Let's say if you thought Neo was the best of these 3 stocks, then you could put this up to, let's say, 50% and have the others at 25 each. But for the purpose of this video, again, we'll leave them at the way they are at the moment, at about 33% each. Another great feature of pies is that on the left here, you can see by adding in your stocks, you can see on average your annual return based on 5 years historic market performance. So for this case, it would be about 15.6%, and it's always kind of handy to know when you're actually investing to see roughly. Again, this is an estimate, and historical performance won't be the future performance, but it is kind of very handy to see roughly what your stocks will be or what they'll provide you in a year's time. It's also worth noting that at any time you can add in other companies, or you can even take out companies, adjust weightings, etc. So once we're happy here, we can click next, and then you can choose auto invest or manual. So I usually use manual because that's better for dollar cost averaging. But if you just want to put, let's say, 100 or 1,000 euro every week, month, or whatever into the market, you can click auto invest, and if you just click next, so you can see here, this is another very interesting feature, and it is kind of very inspirational as such, because it shows that if you deposit or invest X amount of money for a certain amount of years or months, and you have initial deposit, you can see where your investment will be in a certain amount of years. But again, as this video isn't really about how to start pies, this is more of the new feature, I'll just kind of run through this briefly. But if you would like me to do a more in-depth kind of video on pies, just comment below and I can definitely do that for you. But just based on 10 years here, but you can change it, let's say if you went 10 years, but you can see as well the difference that if you made a monthly deposit of, even if you put in an extra 500 euro, that doubles your amount here. So in 10 years, if you invested 1,500 a month over 10 years, you'd have 434,000 euro. And then you can click next. You can also here, you can change your, so you can see that we have initial deposit. Your monthly, you can change that to weekly, daily, fortnightly, or whatever way you wish. Your duration and your fund goal. So if you just click next to fund your pie, and once you have that pie created, you can see your overview here. So your investment amount, your dividend payments, your goal. So again, you can have a target, you can adjust that to any way you wish, and you can see as we have no money in there at the moment, we're 0% towards our goal. You can then see your holdings. So again, just for the purpose of this video, we just picked 3 random companies. You can see their weightings, but over time, these weightings would change automatically because of the difference in the share price. But simply, if you want to put them back on track, or if you want to adjust the weightings, you can just click the rebalance feature. Again, that will put all the weightings back in place. Down below here, you can also see that you can import and export investments. And then up here in the auto invest feature, if you don't want to auto invest, and if you're like me, that you want to only manually invest when companies drop below a certain amount to help improve dollar cost averaging, then you can simply just turn off the auto invest feature, and again you can manually invest just like you would in any other stock. So Trading212 have a very helpful Q&A section on their website about these pie libraries, so we'll go through this in brief now. And it is also worth noting that this new feature is only available on the mobile app at the moment, and it is not available on the web browser. So taking one step on from the pies that we discussed earlier in the video, this new pie feature allows you to actually share your pies. So if you have the mobile app, you can see here that if you click your drop down, you click pie library. Again, this is only on the mobile app at the moment. You can then see the top rated pies across the globe, and this will be based on view count. So the more views, the higher up the rankings these pie features go. Now, even just based off the screenshot here, we can see that there's a guy put up my retirement plan, and you can see the average annual rate of return is 9.23 here. We can then see the holdings he has in this pie. Again, you can have as many holdings as you want per pie. You can see the view count, the comments, likes, etc. And you can also copy this pie directly if you wish to copy any of these investments. Obviously, you should do your own due diligence first. In my own opinion, I think it's a great way to kind of bounce ideas off each other in terms of pies. You could always improve your pies, in my opinion, and by looking at others, you can see what they're doing well and what they're not doing well in your own opinion, and adjust your own pies accordingly. There's also a new feature here where everyone can get involved, so you can see the public user profiles, that they're introducing a new profile feature, an opt-in feature that allows users to choose a username and avatar, which will be displayed on all of their shared pies and comments. Again, if you're a novice investor and you're only getting into it, you could even copy some of the more tried and tested pies. For example, there's kind of dividend pies, growth pies, a mixture of dividend and growth, personal pies, retirements. It all depends on what you're actually looking for in your investments. If you want to go risky or safe, if you have a long-term or short-term investment style goal. You can also copy the pies, as I said, and you can also comment on the below pies. So for any of the pies that you see, you can comment if your own ideas. So it's a very good idea to kind of get Trading212 users into a more social kind of aspect of stuff. And in terms of pies, this is definitely a great way of doing it. I also believe that there's still a lot of improving. There's a lot of room for improvement, should I say, in terms of pies and other features on Trading212. But the company is certainly going the right way about it. And it seems to me that they're always kind of updating stuff because of user comments and kind of suggestions, which is also a brilliant way to build a company. So that's just the 2 main features that I wanted to discuss in today's video that I feel all Trading212 users should be aware of. Again, firstly, the new deposit fee feature that's being implemented by Trading212 from the Monday the 4th of January onwards. And second of all, the new pie feature in the form of the library, the pie sharing library feature. So thanks very much guys. If you found this video any way helpful or entertaining, it'd be brilliant if you consider liking the video, and as always, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it really helped me out going forward. Also, probably more importantly, if you have any questions or kind of your own input and your own opinion on these two features, please comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks very much guys, and I will see y'all in tomorrow's video.